Tonight we return to Clem Richardson Stadium on the campus of Baker High School, and it's senior night for the Hornets. Coming in to spoil all the fun are the Fairhope Pirates, looking to plunder and raid the Hornets celebration. Can the Pirates succeed and shipwreck senior night, or will the Hornets sting with ferocity and capture their first ever home win over Fairhope? We're about to find out with the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Good evening, I'm Al Wheaton, joined by Corey LeBounty. We're glad you're with us. Corey, could tonight be the night we finally see the explosive Baker offense we've heard so much about?
Well, for the last two times we've had Baker here on the MCPSS television network, they've only been able to score 14 points. And against the other opponents that they played, they averaged close to 33 or 34 points. Right. So Josh Flowers, again, is that guy who's going to be commanding this offense by Chase Calcagney. So I think so. This may be the night that they click on all cylinders.
Baker right now sitting in a good spot. They've already secured a position in the playoffs. So tonight is kind of like gravy for them. It's senior night, as I said, and they're introducing the last few kids on the field with their parents. So, Corey, let's get into the ball game. What is it going to take for us to see this offense for Baker tonight? Let's check into your checklist for tonight.
Well, when you look at for Baker, they must be able to run the ball without Joshua Flowers being the primary ball carrier, and that's something we're going to keep an eye on. Roderick Taylor is going to get his fair share of carries tonight. They also must eliminate mental miscues. Some of the penalties that we've seen Baker have, some of the turnovers like the 4 that they had against MGM wound up being costly, so eliminate those mental miscues. Red zone efficiency, when they get down and that offensive play calling shrinks for offensive coordinator Chase Calcagney, they must be able to put points on the board, preferably 6. On the other side, for the Fairhope Pirates, they must be top heavy. What do I mean by that? Time of possession, Al. Fairhope must dominate time of possession this evening. They also must be able to flip the field. It's going to be very imperative that their kicker is able to flip the field. Nolan Phillips in warm-ups was booting it some 45 or 50 yards, and they must be able to plant flowers and sugarcane. What do I mean by plant flowers? They must be able to wrap up and tackle Josh Flowers and watch out for Bryce Kane, because it can be super sweet with his super duper speed if he's able to get to the end zone. So these are the things on my checklist this evening.
All right, we're going to check back in on that later on to see if the teams are doing what you said they should be doing tonight. Man, the weather is doing great, feeling great. Let's take it down to the field and check in with Kimberly Dunn for our BSN weather forecast.
Al, you described it perfectly. It is a great night for football. We are going to start out with temperatures in the 70s, low 70s, and there's a slight breeze out here tonight, so that will keep these players cool on the field this evening. The only thing they're battling against is that humidity, but again, it's Mobile, Alabama. What else do you expect? There is a slight breeze coming out of the southeast, which, like I said, is going to keep these players cool and ready to play this competition tonight.
All right, thank you, Kimberly. We do appreciate that. Corey, it's time to get down to the nuts and bolts of the game with your Threaded Fasteners impact players. Who's going to have an impact tonight?
Well, so many different players to choose from, as we've seen Baker a few times this season. But for tonight's matchup, running back Rod Taylor, I talked about this young fella being able to tote the pigskin tonight. He has an opportunity here to surpass the 800 rushing yard mark. Also, free safety Donovan Hudson. He comes down and closes tremendously for Eric Scott and this defense. We called his name so much in the Mary G. Montgomery game, so we'll see if we're calling his name as much tonight as well. And for Fairhope, the impact players, their running back Preston Godfrey. He's a senior, started out the year at the quarterback position, but he's a very versatile back, can catch it out of the backfield as well as show the speed that he has once he gets past the line of scrimmage. And Amir Adams, the senior defensive back. This young man has an opportunity to verbally commit to North Alabama. Don't think we've seen the end of his recruiting battles there. So Amir Adams is definitely one of those threaded fastener impact players for the Fairhope Pirates.
Providing solutions from the ground up since 1979. Got to thank Threaded Fasteners for sponsoring our impact players. Man, impacting tonight, our spotlight player, a young man we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to put the spotlight on him. He's committed to Auburn University. It is Bryce Kane. We're going to take a look at him tonight as he comes into the ball game. So far, 34 receptions for 812 receiving yards. Corey has 13 touchdowns and even has 1 kickoff return touchdown. So we're going to keep our eyes on him tonight. And speaking of our eyes, let's take it down to the field for the presentation of colors and our national anthem. Corey, we are official. We've had our national anthem, and we can get back to giving you more of this pregame. Take a look at what's at stake, not just for the Hornets tonight, but some of the other contenders in 7A Region 1. We know MGM, they won the region last week, Corey. An unbelievable season for Zach Golson and the Vikings. They are right now 9-0, and they could be 10-0 tonight if they beat Robertsdale. That's their last home game of the season, their last regular season game, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, when you look at what's at stake, Al, Baker knows that they're going to be in. It's just a matter of how and where, who their opponent is going to be.
Right, they're pretty much clinched the second place, and one of the reasons why Baker has already defeated Davidson, Daphne, and Foley. But tonight the big game is taking place in Daphne. It is huge because if Daphne can beat Foley, that means Daphne's going to be number 3 seed. Davidson will be number 4. But if Foley happens to upset Daphne, Corey, that's probably going to push Davidson out of there and put Foley at 4 and Daphne at 3. It is unbelievable how we get down to the last week of the season almost every year. And this is a 7-team region, and things just still are not decided.
The log jam will keep you on the edge of your seats to close to 9:30 or 9:45 next week, the final regular season. And sometimes you are cheering against your arch nemesis or your biggest arch rivalry, and that's what we're going to see a lot of here within the next couple of weeks for sure.
Let's take it down to the field. Our white hat tonight, John B., as we get ready for the coin toss between these two teams.
All right, Fairhope, you're going to call the toss, heads or tails? What would you like? Tails, he says. Going up, it is a heads. You win the toss, you want to defer. Blue team won the toss and deferred. All right, so now you want to receive the ball. All right? Okay, now which way you want to go? That way. All right, turn your back to the goal, guys.
Not yet.
All right, Fairhope chose to receive. Guys, shake hands, say good luck.
Okay, we'll be officials later. And we're going to come back after this break and bring you the kickoff. It's Fairhope versus Baker, a 7A Region 1 battle right here from Clem Richardson Stadium.
Mobile County Public Schools completes about $100 million in school construction each year. and we're looking for new contractors and construction vendors to help us ensure that all students are learning in top-notch facilities. Is your company interested in becoming a construction vendor for Mobile County Public Schools so you can bid on these projects? We need contractors, plumbers, HVAC installers, roofers, electricians, painters, and more. Follow these steps to become a vendor. Number 1, complete the vendor application online. Under System, select Business, and then under Resources, click Vendor Online Application. Number 2, enter the vendor portal. Click Apply to agree to the terms and click Save and Next. Number 3, enter your business information as prompted. A tax ID number or social security number will be required to complete the application. At the bottom of each page, click Save and Next. To find out what projects are currently open for bidding, visit mcpss.com/bid invitation. Follow MCPSS Facilities Facebook page and email facilities to receive notifications. Complete these easy steps, and your company soon may be part of Team MCPSS.
There's a lot to like about Mobile County Public Schools.
What I enjoy about Mobile County School is the extra attention my teachers give us to help us learn.
Teachers are liking their access to technology, and students are liking the quality of their education.
I like the technology that's been incorporated into my education.
And since 1826, you have trusted us to prepare your child for their future, and we like that. Mobile County Public Schools. We are learning today, leading tomorrow.
We welcome you back to Clem Richardson Stadium. Moments away from kickoff. Al Wheaton, Corley Bounty here on site for this 7A battle.
Al, I know Halloween is Tuesday, but we're going to get all treats and not any tricks tonight out of this 7A Region 1 matchup.
I agree with you. Back to receive Preston Godfrey and Brian Martin for the Pirates. Kicking off for Baker is Blaine Munson. He averages 57.4 yards a kickoff, has 16 touchbacks on the season. And this one is going to go out of bounds. Take a look at that Fairhope starting lineup. Quarterback Jackson Robertson is a first-year QB and has improved as the season has worn on. But the Pirates' main weapon is running back Preston Godfrey. Godfrey has rushed for nearly 500 yards with 5 touchdowns. When the Pirates throw, look for Harvard commit Sanders Daniel to be targeted. He averages 9.7 yards per catch. Also, Brian Martin can do damage as well. He averages nearly 10 yards a grab with 2 scores. Up front, the Pirates' offensive line averages 221 pounds. They are +3 in turnover margin, so it is first down from the 35-yard line for Fairhope.
And again, staying on schedule for Fairhope's offense is going to be critical.
They fake the handoff to Godfrey, toss it out. Nice pickup right there by the Pirates as they bring over Tad Mitchell with the carry. He picks up about 6, Corey.
And just like that, our threaded fastener impact player Donovan Hudson, number 6, the 5'2", 153-pound junior, in on the stop coming from his secondary position. But that's how you get ahead of the schedule, ahead of the sticks, down and distance-wise, 2nd and 4.
Godfrey right behind Robertson in that pistol formation. Flush it out to the left. They toss it out, but the Hornets are all around him. He escapes for a bit, picks up a couple. He gets about 2 or 3 out of it, of course. Going to bring up 3rd and short. The Pirates in front of the stick so far.
Well, that's why it's so important to wrap up. You saw Baker do a great job of containment, and you just are able to bounce that out. Kevin Gaines comes up from his corner position. The 5'11", 128-pound junior makes his 11th solo tackle. Now you're looking at a very short 3rd and 1 for the Pirates.
Quite doable for the Pirates, joining Godfrey in the backfield. Mitchell, they give it to Godfrey. He goes up the middle, so that's going to be a first down for Fairhope. Take a look at this Baker defense. The Hornets play a 3-4 with Sam linebacker Leland Norman being a force in the middle, along with leading tackler for the Hornets, Mike linebacker Quintarius Robinson. Dylan Hudson will be outside from his bandit backer spot to slow down the Pirates. Up front, the Hornets trade size for speed as Zach Williams sets up at defensive end on a line that averages 189 pounds. In the secondary, look for Rover, Juwan Springs, to be all over the field. Pass incomplete. Going to be 2nd down and 10 for Fairhope.
One of those, Byron Martin, was not able to handle that. The 5'7", 145-pound sophomore. If he just squeezes onto that, he keeps them ahead of schedule. And now you're looking at a 2nd down and 10. And offensive coordinator Joel Williams, we'll see what he's able to dial up for Jackson Robertson. And Jackson Robertson's just that young man who, again, that name is going to sound very familiar, Al, after this play.
Mitchell goes into motion. Go back to Godfrey. Baker's defense stiffens up right there. A short game by Godfrey, so 3rd and long, maybe 3rd and 7 coming up here for the Pirates.
And we'll go ahead and we'll talk about it early. Jackson Robertson, his grandfather is Jack Robertson.
Right.
He is a junior college Hall of Fame coach as far as coaching at 40 years at Faulkner State Community College, now seeing his grandson run the commands for the Pirates.
Coach Tim Carter told us he was named after his grandfather. Pass complete by the Pirates. It won't be enough to get the 1st down. You just talked about Brian Martin right there. He hauls it in near the midfield stripe, but it's going to be 4th down coming up for Fairhope.
Good stop by this Hornets defense led by defensive coordinator Eric Scott, as Fairhope was able to establish a couple of 1st downs, and now you see the Hornets try to sting the Pirates there, and you're looking at a 4th down and probably about 6 yards to go, but it's going to flip the field. Time of possession, though, so far, Al, right there, right around 3 minutes to begin this 1st quarter of play.
KJ Beckham sets up at his own 12. On the punt is Nolan Phillips. He averages about 34.5 on his punts. Sends that a spiral right to Beckham. Goes right to him like a pass, but Fairhope all on top of him. Take a look at this Baker offense led by quarterback Josh Flowers. He's a 68% passer with over 1,600 passing yards and 16 touchdowns. He's also the Hornets' leading rusher. He has 10 rushing scores. When he's passing, he'll target wideouts Bryce Kane or KJ Beckham. Kane averages 24 yards a catch with 13 touchdowns. Running back Rod Taylor is going to contribute on the ground as well. He's rushed for nearly 800 yards with 7 scores. Up front, the Hornets are anchored by senior center, 3-year starter Sawyer Colvin. The line is a bit undersized at 232 pounds. They're +2 in turnover margin. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. They fake the pass, give it to Taylor, and he's eaten up right there by the Pirates. 2nd down coming up.
Patrick Harbin, coming from his defensive end position, does a good job of holding containment there. And what you want to make sure is that if Baker wants to run the football a little bit more than pass the football, that you don't allow them to break the 1st line of defense and get past the line of scrimmage to your 2nd level of defense.
2nd and 11 coming up here for the Hornets. Toss it out to Taylor. Once again, the Pirates all over him. No gain on the play. This Pirates defense stiffening up early.
Brockton Norris, the 6'1", 185-pound senior, coming in from his other defensive end position, making his 19th solo tackle of the season. And now you're looking at down and distance for Baker. 3rd and 11. Definitely a passing down here. You can see Flowers work his magic with his legs, and we'll see the speed of these Baker wide receivers as he can throw to Bryce Kane or Kevin Beckham Jr.
Our first flag of the game. Fairhope saying they were drawn off sides. We'll see what the call is going to be.
Ball start on the offense.
So Fairhope appeared to be right. That's going to cost Baker 5 yards. Our white hat tonight is John B. So that's going to push them back to the 4-yard line. The rest of our officials right there, Clint Burdenstein, Jerry Burns, Royce Roberson, Ronald Robinson, Jeffrey Tolbert, and Clarence Jose. They'll be calling the action tonight.
As another penalty flag comes out.
It sure is, Corey.
Ball start on offense.
So the ball's at the 4. They'll go half the distance to the goal, so that pushes it to the 2-yard line. So mental miscues early for the Hornets.
That's something that you definitely did not want. But if you get this one-on-one matchup here at the top of your screen with Bryce Kane, taking on the cornerback Amir Adams. It's good on good. We'll see if speed kills. Here at the bottom of the screen, you have Cameron Todd along with Kevin Beckham Jr.
3rd and 18. The line to gain is the 20. Fake the handoff, play action. Flowers throws it incomplete to Kane. It's going to bring up 4th down. That Fairhope defense really stiffened up, Corey. That's
the matchup that you wanted Josh Flowers to go to, though. He kind of looked off Kane, and Kane wasn't able to squeeze that one and make that a sugar-type catch. But you look at the punting opportunity deep in your own end zone, we'll see if Baker is able to flip the field. Only had the football there for 2 minutes, so time of possession is going to favor Fairhope.
Brian Martin at his 40-yard line. Blaine Munson near the back end line. He gets it off. It is an extremely short kick as Baker is going to down this near the 27 to 28-yard line. Prime field position for Fairhope with their second possession early in the contest at 7:31.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I mentioned that Fairhope needed to be top heavy on time of possession and also flip the field. Well, they were able to do so with that first punt, and now they're able to work on a shorter field here as Baker was pinned up with a couple of penalties that put them behind schedule, and now the offense takes the field for the second opportunity.
Robertson keeps it, tosses it out to Mitchell as he breaks across the 25-yard line, picks up a couple, brings up 2nd down for Fairhope.
Leland Norman, the 6-foot, 175-pound senior, comes and makes the tackle from his Sam linebacker position. Yes, folks, that is Coach Steve Norman's son. Glad to have him back, as the last time we were here or saw Baker play, he was not able to play because he was in concussion protocol.
Right.
But I tell you, what a great linebacker this young man is.
2nd down and 6 coming up here for the Pirates. Robertson pitches it. Godfrey on the move, shakes one Baker defender, gets a nice gain right there close to the 20-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and short here for Fairhope, staying in front of the sticks, Corey.
Was going to see if they were going to have an opportunity to make a huge open field tackle there. Kevin Gaines was not able to wrap him up, missing in the open field, but you are still looking at 3rd down and 3 yards to go before they're able to get this first down.
Ball spotted at the 21-yard line of Baker. Godfrey in motion. They set up a screen for Martin and Baker all on it. They are stinging right there. They're going to take a stand. That's going to be 4th and long coming up here for Fairhope. Decision time for Coach Carter.
A safe swing pass there for the Pirates, and a great tackle made in the open field for the Hornets. And now you're looking at a 4th down and close to 4 yards to go before you can get this first down. And we'll see here if they decide to kick the field goal. Always have to watch for the fake, as the holder, Jackson Robertson, will be key here.
Campbell McKellar setting up for a 39-yard field goal. His longest of the season is 36, Corey. And we have whistles, whistles, whistles. It would have been good, but I think someone may have called timeout possibly.
Well, what you try to do is look at this timeout that is called and put the pressure back on the kicker. So Fairhope wants to go ahead and call this timeout to get themselves to make sure they have the correct personnel on the field that they need.
Coach Carter calls the timeout. The kick did go through the upright, so as I said, his longest of the season is 36. That would have set a new record. That's been 39 right there for him.
He was at the C-Spire 1st and 10 banquet, was my special teams, offensive special teams player of the month, and he's confident kicking it from 42 to 45 yards. And you look at this young man and the leg that he does have, he has been 7 out of 8 on his field goals this season. So if you give him an opportunity to go ahead and put it through the uprights, there's a lot of confidence on the other side there by his head coach.
So we're going to find out. The offense is coming on the field right now. No, I see McKellar right there. Robertson must be the holder for him.
He is the holder there.
There we go.
Very, very important piece of it. The snap and the hold, they don't get a lot of attention, but Campbell going to try to drain this one.
So he's setting up. We'll call it 39. He's closer to the 39. I'm sorry, to the 29 than the 28. So a 39-yard field goal attempt for Campbell McKellar. And he hooks it in. Our first points of the game. Fairhope with a field goal, 39-yard field goal by Campbell McKellar.
Through the uprights with a lot of confidence there. 3 points to get our first score on the board.
We'll be back after this break.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month
has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
We welcome you back to Clem Richardson Stadium. Fairhope 3, Baker nothing. That Fairhope defense stiffened up on Baker's first offensive series, and it paid off for them as they get 3 points. And our first points of the ball game, McKellar kicks it. And it's going to be a touchback into the end zone. Got to thank our folks at Firehouse Subs for supporting us here. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. A portion of subs purchased at Firehouse will go to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. So visit our friend Neil Patel at the Greenlight Road Firehouse Subs location. Also, we got to thank BSN Sports. If you need some team apparel, whether it's baseball or cross country and all sports in between, BSN Sports, the heart of the game. Visit them online at bsnsports.com. Got to thank both of them for being part of the team here for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
And now that short field that was created by the bad field position and a couple of penalties, we'll see if the second drive if Baker can clean those penalties up.
1st and 10 for the Hornets from the 20. Pass is completed and a lick is laid. KJ Beckham takes the hit, but my goodness.
Amir Adams,
wow,
our threaded fastener impact player, shows what a big hit he can lay, and kudos to Brandon, or it's Kevin Beckham Jr. for holding on to that football, because he absolutely got walloped there.
8-yard pickup on the reception. 2 yards to go to get the first down. Baker hands it off. Taylor, he's going to have enough for the first down. Keeps the legs going as he gets past, I believe, the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and that's just great second effort. Dixon Davis coming up from his boundary safety position. The 6', 168-pound senior on the tackle. 1st and 10 Hornets. Flowers operating out of the shotgun will have free reign.
Kane in motion. Ball's at the 36-yard line. Flowers just going to keep it. Picks a spot here and dives forward for a couple of yards. He'll take Baker to second down.
It's positive yardage, and you can see on that first offensive series that Baker had, that offensive coordinator Chase Calcagney was going to go with the running game heavy, and those penalties put them in bad field position. But here, Josh Flowers comes out throwing early and also carrying it himself.
2-yard pickup on the previous play. Pass is complete. Flowers gets it out to Joshua Jones. His forward progress is going to take him to maybe the 41 or maybe 42, Corey.
It's a good job of picking up positive yardage, and you see now you're looking at right around 3rd and 4 yards to go here. Critical for Baker to not only maintain possession of this ball, giving their defense an opportunity to rest, but still being able to have positive yardage and move the sticks.
Trying to pick up their second first down on this second series. Jones goes into motion behind Flowers. Fumbled snap. It was high. Flowers trying to make something out of nothing. But that's not going to happen as he is brought down for a sack way behind the line of scrimmage back to the 35-yard line.
Dallas Booth from his Mike linebacker position, the 5'10", 190-pound senior, is able to come away with a great open field tackle. 52nd solo tackle of the season, and now we'll see if Baker is able to flip the field, even though they weren't able to gain anything offensively and cross midfield, flip the field.
7-yard loss on the sack right there. Munson on to punt. Brian Martin sets up at his own 30-yard line. Nice punt by Munson. Punt is muffed, but Martin hops back on it. Man, that could have been crucial. A turnover right there would not have been good for Fairhope. So Fairhope is going to take over at their own 36-yard line.
Andre Allen, phenomenal job on special teams cleaning that up, and that could have been disastrous. They were able to avoid it, and still when you look at the field position and the way that they were able to flip it, you're going to sit and rely on this Baker defense to get you out of a hole here.
Nice camera work right there by the crew. Great job on the replay, Brother Charles in the truck. 1st and 10 for Fairhope at the 36. Pull it out the belly of Godfrey. Toss it out to Mitchell. They've run that play a few times tonight. Flag comes in as Mitchell is tackled near the 36-yard line.
And it knocks Coach Scott, the defensive coordinator, out of his shoes on the sidelines there. But we'll see where this penalty is going to be marked, right around the area of holding against Fairhope. When you look at that option that was being run, a lot of option looks tonight by the Pirates.
You're right about that. Offensive coordinator Joel Williams making the call. John B. about to give us the actual penalty call here.
Holding on the white team.
That's going to cost the Pirates 10 yards. They come across the bay dressing out about 100 players, returning only 4 on offense, 6 on defense. And Coach Carter says he has 36 seniors on this squad. Corey, one of pretty much the largest school in Baldwin County, just like Baker, largest school in Mobile County.
Absolutely, and you can see the depth that Coach is trying to create here. But 1st and 15 now, we'll see what the Pirates are able to do.
Godfrey with the run pretty much gets nowhere. It takes a loss of about 2 as the Hornets defense is all over him. So we'll call it now 2nd and 16, Corey.
Dylan Hudson, the Bandit linebacker, 6 foot, 223-pound senior with the stop for the Baker Hornets. And when you're operating behind schedule, I mentioned earlier, it just makes it so tough and puts more pressure on Jackson Robertson as the quarterback, and you just want to find your playmakers the ball in this situation.
Ball's on the 24. The line to gain is the 41 to pick up a 1st down. Back to Godfrey they go once again. He gets maybe a couple, so 3rd and long coming up here for Coach Carter and the Pirates.
Cameron Archie from his defensive tackle position, 5'11", 158-pound senior on the stop, and this is critical money down for the Pirates. Don't want to turn the football over and force anything, though.
Just under 90 seconds to play in the 1st quarter. 3rd and long. Robertson going to air it out for the first time tonight. Pass incomplete as he tried to hook up with Martin. He was in double coverage right there, so the Hornets were all over it.
Yeah, Donovan Hudson, our threaded fastener impact player, along with Kevin Gaines in defense. Great job of not picking up the penalty flag as you just try to want to hot point that football if you're the wide receiver, not able to do so. And now you look at the field position gained by the Baker Hornets here. They have a great return specialist with a lot of speed here who can turn this game around very quickly.
KJ Beckham sets up at his 34. A flag comes out before the punt is sent away. Officials working early here in the contest, Corey.
Well, you don't want to make it any easier. You don't want to give them back a free 5 to make it 4th and 10 instead of 4th and 15. And the way the officials are marking it off looks like that's going to be the case.
Snap. Blue team.
So offsides against Baker. It'll cost them 5 yards. So what does Beckham do? He just backs up 5 more yards to the 26. And we'll await the punt from Nolan Phillips. Sends a line drive right to Beckham, who fills it at the 26. Cuts the corner, comes to the near side at the numbers. Nice return by KJ Beckham. Baker looking for some type of momentum to get going here in the 1st quarter. 64 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Gumarin with the stop for the Fairhope Pirates, and that's a great job of him coming from behind, making that stop, not giving up after he overran the play and just want to make sure you secure the football in that situation. And now the Hornets will take over for the third offensive possession of the first quarter of play, and we'll see if they're able to get positive yards on first down.
And we do have a flag, and the officials are going back, Corey. So I don't know if maybe this was a block in the back, but something was done on this return.
And that's exactly where it has to be in that situation for sure.
John B. does signal a block in the back, so it's going to push Baker back. Let's see where he stops at with the walk as they get ready to mark it off. It's going to cost the Hornets because they're taking it from where K.J. Beckham fielded the ball, so they're placing it, appears to be about the 12-yard line. That's costly.
Well, you've seen here in the entire first quarter of play a lot of penalties, maybe the 5th one so far called against the Baker Hornets, and that's not what makes Steve Norman happy.
No.
And you're not giving your team an opportunity to have great field position, but Josh Flowers can change that bad field position quickly if he finds the one-on-one matchups at his wide receiver spot. 1st and
10 for the Hornets from their 12. Flowers looking to throw. They dump off a little screen they set up for Rod Flowers. He picks up a first down. Rod Taylor.
Great job of reading the defense and waiting to set that up. And you look the secondary stop there. Anytime you're able to get Blake Westreek in the secondary from his cornerback position making the stop, it's great for Baker.
1st and 10 for the Hornets from the 23. They give it to Taylor on a delayed draw. He gets up to the 30. Corey, in 2 plays, Baker's up to the 30-yard line.
Well, that's the type of threat you want to see passing and running. You mix it up offensively and you become a dual threat runner, a dual threat passer, and you make Fairhope get back on their heels.
Baker does not have to snap the ball. About a 4-second delay between play clock and game clock, but they do. Flowers keeps it. And he plows ahead after spinning for about 1 yard, a tough 1-yard pickup as we will go to the end of the first quarter. The Hornets down 3 points right now. Senior night out here at Clem Richardson Stadium. They're looking to get on the board in the second quarter. Don't move. More action headed your way.
Yo, I'm on my way to the mall, the Bel Air Mall. And I'm checking out Trey Pay's Cafe. Trey Pay's is so much fun. They got the fanciest snowballs on the planet. Plus a loaded quarter-pounder beef fry. Trey Pay's Cafe. The nachos are slamming and the fries are banging. Don't forget desserts. Deep-fried cheesecake bites, deep-fried Oreos, and a whole lot more. It's the food that makes you feel good. Trey Pay's Cafe inside the Bel Air Mall. Come now and come hungry.
I'm Keith Blackwood, your Mobile County District Attorney. I want to remind you about the truancy laws. 5 unexcused absences requires you to attend the early warning truancy program. Failure to attend the early warning truancy program can cause you to appear before a judge in circuit court. We need you to stay in school. This is a serious law, and it needs to be taken very seriously. I wish you and your family a safe, happy, and successful school year.
High school students, are you looking for a way to become a better leader? Then the Junior Officers Training Corps may be what you're seeking. If you would like to develop self-reliance, learn ways to be more responsible, and improve your communication skills, you can do that and more when you register for the Junior.
3rd and short coming up for Baker. Josh Flowers plows ahead. Corey once again follows his offensive line and picks up the first down.
When he starts getting forward momentum, it's hard to bring back somebody who weighs 205 pounds. And you look at the first quarter statistics, the rushing yards, only 9 for Baker, 25 passing yards, 34 total. You do look at the penalties, 4 for 22, and that's going to be the huge factor that's going to keep them down 3-0.
No passing yards for Fairhope. Speaking of passing, going over the top, Josh Flowers intended for Bryce Kane. It is picked off by Fairhope, intercepted Amir Adams, one of the guys you talked about, one of the threaded fastest impact players tonight, Corey.
Well, that's one thing that you cannot do is stop on the route. You have to make at least a play on the football when it's either become a defender instead of a wide receiver, and Bryce Kane only being in his second year there. The ball did hang up, and there is a breeze going against Josh throwing that football, but what an outstanding job of Amir Adams coming away with his first interception of the season, the 5'10", 190-pound senior cornerback. And again, I mentioned him being our threaded fastener impact player to watch. We can see why there, being a playmaker on the field for the Fairhope Pirates.
That is Josh Flowers' 7th interception of the season. 1st and 10 coming up for Fairhope from their own 45-yard line. Mitchell goes into motion. They give it to Godfrey as he plows ahead, falls forward, maybe about 2 yards. So second down. Take a look at that interception here. Here's the pass from Flowers. He had time. He took a hit, took a shot.
And it just stayed up in the air for too long, too much air under the ball. But again, Bryce Kane has to become a way to keep running the route and to knock the ball away, if nothing else. If you feel you can't high point it, you definitely have to become a defender instead of letting the defensive back get a clean look at an interception.
2nd down and 8 for the Pirates here. Robertson with his second pass. He's got a man open. Brian Martin tried to bring in the over-the-shoulder basket weave catch, but could not. 3rd down. He took a shot there, Corey.
That would have been his 25th reception, and that would have been good for a touchdown. You do look at Jackson Robertson throwing that ball on the money, and Byron Martin, the 5'7", 145-pound sophomore, was not able to squeeze that one. I like the fact that you take your shot there on 2nd down. Joel Williams, the offensive coordinator here, have to dial something special up.
Robertson back to throw again, plenty of time. They set up a screen. Oh, Godfrey drops the pigskin, Corey. That's got to hurt.
That's one thing that you can't have happen. It's just those wide open passes. Great, hit him right in his hands, and basically you have 2 consecutive drops there. One by your running back, the other one by your wide receiver. But if you're Baker, you caught that break, and we'll see here if they're able to capitalize off of the dropsies by the Fairhope Pirates.
You're right about that big break. Baker survived the assault right there by Fairhope. They were going for the jugular. K.J. Beckham back to receive this punt. Phillips gets off another line drive. And Beckham stays away from it, and Fairhope is going to down it maybe to the 12 or 13-yard line. Just like Fairhope, Baker dressing out about 100 players, except they're returning 7 on offense, 5 on defense. And Coach Steve Norman has 27 seniors on this squad, a big class. But no surprise, as we said, the 2 largest schools you have here in Mobile and Baldwin County going at it.
Absolutely, and you look at the crowd support of the Fairhope faithful who made the trip over. A nice crowd along with their high school band as we continue to wrap up October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as you do see the Baker cheerleaders there with their pink pom-poms, and they work very hard and all summer long for their cheerleading clinics and having a chance to participate. And now I know that, Al, as far as if you're Baker coming here offensively, you've taken your shots here with Bryce Kane on that last interception. Go right back to it. You still have Kevin Beckham Jr. that you can throw short routes to, and Flowers with his legs. He's trying to take some of the hits away here later on in getting ready for the playoffs. We'll see what happens here as Baker continues to lose valuable field position.
On the offense.
I didn't see a flag on the field, but a personal foul has been issued against Baker.
He almost half the
distance there. They do half the distance to the goal. So penalties continue to plague the Hornets tonight, Corey.
Without question, that's something that they definitely have to fix if they want to give themselves an opportunity to get on the board. But right here on 1st down, take your shots, especially if you're in one-on-one coverage. Trust your wide receivers to make up for that mistake, and Flowers has the ability to do that.
We'll call it the 7, 1st and 10 from the 7 for Baker. Hornets with the handoff. Give it to Jalen Wheeler as he gets his first action of the night. 2nd down coming up here for the Hornets, maybe about a 2-yard pickup.
Good job of coming and making an open field tackle there for the Fairhope Pirates. And when you make that type of tackle, you're not allowing them to gain any positive yards. It's going to make it 2nd and 10. And once again, Josh Flowers has rushed the football 115 times this season for almost 1,000 yards. So if he's able to get 75 yards, he'll have over 1,000 for the season just in rushing.
Pass complete to K.J. Beckham near the 20-yard line. Should be enough for the first down. I think the chains will move, and the chain gang is on the move.
Well, that's a nice little completed route. Kevin Beckham Jr. verbally committed to play for the Troy Trojans, and that's the type of play you need your playmakers to make for you. Give you a little confidence here. Again, Baker trailing 3-0. We haven't seen them have that offensive explosion when they are on our network, and I can guarantee you this, Josh is going to take his shot here with Chase Calcagney.
1st and 10 from the 19. Rod Taylor running behind the offensive lineman. Picks up a baby 3 or 4. Nice run by Taylor right there.
Well, when you have Kane, Beckham Jr., along with Rod Taylor, that's 3 explosive offensive players that you have offensively.
Baker can definitely put it in. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. She's on the sideline. She's got some details for us. What's up, Kim?
Hey, I was able to speak with Coach Carter before the game and ask him what he felt like was going to give his team that little bit of edge tonight. And so far, that's what we've seen. He said he feels like that they're really going to get overlooked, that this Baker team is not going to know what to expect with them, and they're kind of overlooking them because even though this is a 7A region matchup, that placement has already been established. And so they said, I feel like we're going to get overlooked, and because of that, we are going to have an element of surprise against this Baker team. And so far, that's what we've seen tonight. Fairhope has been a little bit more in charge, so we're going to see how this competition plays out.
Thank you, Kimberly. We appreciate that. That's something you talked about early in the first quarter, Corey. They were more running option plays than passing, and then when the stats came up, you saw no passing yards. Robertson didn't have a passing attempt until late in the first quarter. 3rd down and about 6 coming up here for the Hornets. Flowers fakes it, pumps it, clutches it, incomplete as he tried to get it out to the basketball guy. Anderson Magian comes in on the offense.
And what you see, though, is the pressure dialed up by this defense. Carson Davidson, the 5'10", 170-pound senior will linebacker, is able to make Josh Flowers uncomfortable there and not complete that. And now you're looking for great field position upcoming here for the Fairhope Pirates unless they're able to get an end-over-end roll. They'll have the breeze at the back, so you'll be able to push it that way. But we'll see here if they're going to have a great return or not.
Munson's punt goes up. Martin's going to field it at the 41. Makes a little juke step. Brings it backfield, and the turf monster eats him up out here at Clem Richardson Stadium. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Fairhope from their own 39-yard line. I'm going to say good field position here for the Pirates. 7:38 remaining in the first half.
Absolutely, it's going to be great field position because now you're still leading 3-0. It's not 0-0, and you have an opportunity to control this clock. I mentioned how important time of possession, top play for the Fairhope Pirates was going to be tonight. And if you're able to put us and sustain a drive right here with 7:38 remaining in the second quarter of play, put you a couple of first downs together, that's exactly what head coach Tim Carter ordered.
The Pirates come in tonight averaging 15.5 points on offense. Godfrey with the carry. Nice carry for about 4 or 5 yards for Preston Godfrey, who started off the season as their quarterback, so 2nd and 5 coming up.
Dylan Hudson, the 6', 223-pound senior on the stop, but positive yardage, staying on schedule for offensive coordinator Joe Williams. And running the defense for the Fairhope Pirates is the head coach Tim Carter, and he's done a tremendous job so far holding this Hornet team scoreless in the first half of action.
We'll call it 2nd and 6, about a 4-yard gain by Godfrey there. Double receivers to the top for the Pirates. Mitchell has been active tonight, going into motion once again. Godfrey kind of takes a jump step into the hole and met by the Hornets. About a half-yard pickup. It's going to be 3rd down and about a long 5.
Alton Edwards, the 5'11", 210-pound junior nose tackle with the stop. His 9th solo tackle of the season, and right here is where you need your fan base to give you that little energy here. You need some type of turnover, some type of big hit, some type of big stop to get this Hornet Hooligan West Mobile crowd energized once again.
It is senior night, last home game for Baker. And you're right, Corey, got to get something done. Keeping it on the ground once again, pitches it out to Tad Mitchell. And the Hornets eat him up for a loss, so it'll be 4th down. The Baker defense stands right there.
You look at this option pitch by Jackson Robertson, and a good job of holding the containment there by Dylan Hudson, staying in his lane, his linebacker banded position, staying home and getting off of the offensive block and making sure that Fairhope was going to have to punt this football away.
Nolan Phillips on for the kick, Corey. This game kind of reminds me of a game early in the season where you kind of play a lot between the 20s and the 30s. And this was going to take a little roll. KJ Beckham stays away. Did it hit his leg? Let's see. Beckham saying it did not. They're saying it is Baker's ball, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 19. Let's take a look at that replay quick.
Don't want it to be that close, though, Al. There's
no
reason.
You got to stay away from that.
KJ, you got to get away from that. When you know right now you're not going to field it, just get away from the football. And he almost tripped
that was
up.
Close.
Very, very close there. Did the ball change position? Good camera angle right there.
Oh, he got the foot out just in time.
He did not touch it, but you do look at the Pirates being Johnny on the spot. Anderson Maiden was not in on that play. We have Blake Westry, who was trying to get that for Fairhope. Now Josh has to take his shot right here, though.
1st and 10 from the 19. He's going to take his shot, call his own number, but a flag comes in kind of in the area of holding, and we'll await the call from John B.
And it's almost like Baker is trying to be like a boxer, the old rope-a-dope style that Muhammad Ali used in a big-time fight. And you're seeing Baker just kind of bob and weave, and we haven't seen him put the pedal to the metal.
Offense.
Another penalty against the Hornets offense. Continues to play. They can't get the momentum going, Corey. They can't get into a rhythm.
Well, now you're looking at 1st and 20, and again, take your shot on 1st down, because I don't see them having a lot of success right now, because defensive coordinator Tim Carter, who is the head coach in his 5th year of the Pirates, doing a great job of calling this defense right now. And if you look at Baker, you want to find those one-on-one matchups on the outside or the top of the screen is where your matchups are. Just give Flowers an opportunity to let it go. The bottom of the screen as well. Kane can go on a go route.
Hand off to Taylor. He's got room on the outside. Nice run, pick up right there by Rod Taylor. Gets Baker out of the hole. He's up to the 25-yard line.
And that's going to be the longest rush of the night. Great job of the offensive line. Joe Robinson, Caleb Mack, Sawyer Colvin, Jordan Emerson, and Jatavian Adams creating that hole. But once you spread the field with those playmakers, the linebackers have to make sure they stay at home and almost spy Josh Flowers to make sure he doesn't take off and run as well.
Ball spotted at the 24-yard line. That run got Baker in front of the stick. 2nd and about 5 coming up. They go back to the well once again and give Taylor the carry for a couple of yards. He's going to be just shy of the 1st down.
Brockton Norris, the 6'1", 185-pound senior defensive end with the stop for the Pirates. But 2nd.
It is enough. It is enough, Corey. They're moving the chains.
Really close to the 1st down, stretches out and able to make that. And
give it to him.
You continue to see the clock run here right at the 4-minute mark of the 2nd quarter remaining. And if you're able to go ahead and grind it down the field this last 4 minutes, it's a benefit for Baker because their defense has been on the field a lot longer than the offense has been so far.
Baker is going to receive the 2nd half kickoff. So almost Steve Norman could do a 2-for-1. They give it back to Taylor once again as he stretches up near the 35-yard line. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll have the Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge. Plus, we'll show the bands for you as well. But Kimberly Dunn's going to go into the stands and try to get her a winner. And we'll hear the Cow Go Move for the Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge. The Cows getting warmed up, Corey.
And what you also have is 3 timeouts remaining for this Baker Hornets offense led by offensive coordinator Chase Calcagney. 2nd and 5 now, right around the 33-yard line.
Way to be in front of the chains for the Hornets. Flowers back to throw, has plenty of time, trying to go deep to Bryce Kane, has to wait for it. It's a jump ball contest, a 50-50. Incomplete. Adams on Kane, a good matchup tonight.
That's the matchup you want to see. That's the two elite athletes, one an elite corner, the other an elite speedster wide receiver. And you see how Kane does a much better job there, even though he had to wait on the football, of becoming like a defender there underneath it. Amir Adams gets underneath that football, and now you're looking at 3rd and 5. I like the shot call, though, because even though it does stop the clock, you allow your playmaker to try to touch it. And now we'll see if Flowers decides to roll outside of this pocket. And we haven't seen him roll outside of the pocket to the left or the right. We've seen him keep it on a couple of lead plays.
3rd down. Quick toss outside. Is it enough? And Beckham brings it down. It's going to be a 1st down up to the 45. Take a look at the replay here. Comes right into your living room. Way to get your hands underneath the ball. Great job by KJ Beckham.
Great camera shot made available by our crew here tonight. And now you're in a 1st and 10 situation with the ball being right at the 45-yard line of the Hornets. And you still have 2:30 remaining with 3 timeouts as well.
Double stack receivers here to the near side. Flowers looking that way. Pass is complete. Nice catch right there by the Hornets. Bryce Kane, his first catch of the night, our spotlight player, of course.
That's what you want to see. You see him tippy-toeing on the sidelines. That's just great timing from Flowers and Kane. And now we're starting to see this is the most consecutive 1st downs this Hornets offense has had the entire 1st half.
And also, if my memory serves me correct, this may be Baker's first time into Fairhope territory all night, Corey.
And that's what you want to do now. 2:20 remaining. We'll see if the Hornets are able to continue to capitalize.
1st and 10 from the 43. They hit him with the run. Rod Taylor's got room. He's got blockers. He's got yards up to the 21. Rod Taylor, the senior, with a nice run for the Hornets.
Dixon Davis, boundary safety, 168-pound senior on the stop, but great job of the offensive line creating those holes. Even better job of the patience of Rod Taylor and being able to pick up another consecutive. I do believe that's close to 5 1st downs on this drive alone for Baker, as they have 2 minutes remaining with 3 timeouts also.
And this is what you were talking about, getting some momentum and getting some 1st downs and being consistent. Flowers has time, rolls out to his left. He's going to keep it. We know he has the wheels to make it happen. He's the Hornets' leading rusher as he gets up near to the 15, maybe 16-yard line. 2nd down coming up for Baker.
Deshaun Williams, the 5'11", 230-pound senior with the stop, but you saw the patience by Josh, not having any wide receivers, decides to step up into the pocket, take it, positive yardage there on the run.
2nd and about 4 for the Hornets. See what Chase Calcagney has dialed up. Play action, trying to go to Kane on the slant. He was covered all up by Adams. A late flag comes in from the Baker sideline.
And we'll see Tim Carter on the far sidelines not to be too happy with that call, but now you're creating a situation where if that is some type of PI on Fairhope, that'll be tough. I'm not quite sure, didn't see where the area of the flag was thrown, whether it was on the numbers. And that's
came
tough
in here on the near side.
PI.
And that's it, Corey. It came in from one of the officials here on the near sideline for Baker, but it was after the play. I believe that was what he was talking. Here's the replay right here. Take a look at Kane. He's bumped right there. And then the flag comes in right at the bottom of your screen.
So now you're at 1:23 with 3 timeouts remaining, and you're in the red zone area, the deepest that you've been the entire 1st half, and they're going to officially spot this football right at the 4-yard line of the Fairhope Pirates.
1st and goal from the 4. Thinking Taylor or Flowers with a run here. And Flowers going to run behind Taylor. No, goes to the opposite side, picks his hole. 4-yard touchdown run for the Hornets' leading rusher, Josh Flowers. And Corey, that is his 11th rushing touchdown of the year.
And that's what you had to see, him be able to finish that drive. The 6'2", 208-pound senior leading the way. Just a quarterback lead there in that situation. Used Rod Taylor as the blocker. Had great field vision, cut back against the grain, is able to walk in standing up with the first touchdown of the night and on the board for Baker, and doing so there in about 3 minutes, marching down that field tremendously without using a timeout.
Munson on for the extra point, and it is good. Baker on the board, now leading 7-3.
It's your time, it's your season, and you are made for more. More confidence, more style, and more bling. The Genuine Bling is here to deliver you more bling and more fashion. With new styles added daily, you can shop anytime and look fabulous. Join me, Charmaine Watson, on the $5 Frenzy every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. It's cute, it's fabulous, it's fashionable, it's $5, it's paparazzi.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Al Weed and Coralie Bounty on the sidelines. Kimberly Dunn. We're here at Clem Richardson Stadium. Baker and Fairhope, a nice drive put together by Baker right there, Corey. They needed to get some points out of that drive. They're going to get the ball in the second half, but they needed something.
And you saw a little bit of everything. You saw the passing game be accurate. You saw the running be accurate as well. So the versatility there of this Hornets offense was on display for the first time tonight.
Munson boots it into the end zone for a touchback. Take a look at that Baker scoring drive. 9 plays, an 80-yard drive. They burned 4 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock, capped by the 4-yard touchdown run by Josh Flowers. Picks up his 11th rushing touchdown of the season. He has 16 passing touchdowns, Corey. He's kind of pretty much Mr. Offense for Baker this season.
Well, he's been that for the last 3 seasons for Steve Norman. Just a special young man, verbally committed to Mississippi State, is going to be an early enrollee. So hopefully we'll see those Cowbells clamoring next season with him leading the offense of Mississippi State.
1st and 10 for the Pirates. Robertson's just going to keep it. Nice run by Robertson, picks up the first down. And the clock's going to stop momentarily, move to change. 65 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Fairhope trying to get something together.
Success on that option, decided to fake the pitch to his running back and keep it himself, is able to pick up the first down, and that's his longest rushing attempt of the night as well.
Nice crowd came over from the Eastern Shore to support their Pirates. Also, we'll get to listen to the Pirates marching band at halftime as well. 1st and 10 coming up. We're under 1 minute. I think Coach Carter's going to call the timeout right here, Corey. And he's in one of the officials giving him the business on the far side there.
Not quite sure if he's upset about the spot or what his complaint there is, but having an opportunity here now with 42.7 seconds remaining. Baker having trailed the entire first half and now taking their first lead of the game. Fairhope with not a lot of time here, not built to have that type of explosive type offense that can score in 42.3 seconds.
Right, as we said, they averaged 15.5 points on offense. Coach Tim Carter, he's in his 9th season at Fairhope. His record is 56-38. He's 0-6 in the playoffs for an overall winning percentage of 596. So he's the dean of coaches over there in Baldwin County, as the longest serving coach. And we won't serve you too long, but we are going to have to wait for a couple of bands. But we will get on the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. It'll come up at halftime in between the bands as Kimberly Dunn tries to get another winner and hook them up with a Chick-fil-A prize pack. So stick around for that and all the halftime pageantry, we'll call it. I've heard Fairhope play the Pirates of Caribbean song a couple times tonight, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, anytime. I like the fact that the band plays when Baker's on offense.
Yeah,
to
I
create
like
that extra noise and that extra away field advantage there. And we'll see here if Fairhope, they don't want to turn the ball over and give up a free 6 here before the half ends. So value on the football is very important.
Robertson hands it off to Godfrey. Nice run by Preston Godfrey. as he gets close to another first down. I think he may be about a half-yard short. But no, they're going to give it to him. They're moving the chains. It's a first down. It stops the clock momentarily. As I said, Baker's going to receive the ball first in the second half. So Coach Carter needs to get some points right here. He does not want Steve Norman to do the 2-for-1 on him.
No, I think right here what you're going to be happy is just to take it to the half. And when you do look at the all-time series here, 21 wins for Fairhope, 1 loss to Baker, 2 ties all-time in this series. And this is the type of first half that Tim Carter absolutely loves.
Right. Keeping it on the ground once again as they toss it out to Mitchell. He's going to stay in bounds. And that's going to be our last play of the first half, and an interesting first half as well. It took Baker almost nearly to halftime to get their first point scored. Fairhope pretty much kind of ran the roost, if you want to call about it, being on top with time of possession tonight.
That's going to be what is going to be the top of coaching talking about at halftime. If we're able to continue to control time of possession, and Steve Norman's going to be upset about the penalty flags that were thrown in the first half of action, which allowed them to have their 3 points on the short field. You punt the ball, and Fairhope's able to have a short field in the first quarter, and that's what was able to get them their 3 points. Now, you take away the penalties, and Baker has really done what they needed to do, but this low-scoring affair is something that Tim Carter has to be extremely happy about.
Has to. He came out running the ball early in the first quarter, didn't throw at all. It took him a long time before they had a first attempted pass. So, as you said, the ball game's kind of playing right into the hands of Tim Carter as he serves as defensive coordinator for the Pirates. And very interesting first quarter. I wasn't expecting 7-3 going into halftime.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I thought Baker would come out, and I knew they wanted to run the football because they wanted to protect some of their players from getting beat up here going into the playoffs in a couple of weeks, but we'll see here what Tim Carter has to say.
Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. She's with them right now.
Coach Carter, how are you adapting to the strengths and weaknesses you're seeing from this Baker team?
You know, I thought we played well. Kind of been a defensive struggle. We had some opportunities. We should have got some points earlier, and they got the lead as a result of that because they put one drive together at the end. But it's a good game, good close game, and our kids have played really well. And, we just got to maintain that intensity against this talented roster.
Yeah. What adjustments are you going to make with your team to hopefully come out and pull off the win?
Hopefully something that works, but I'm not going to tell you.
Look, I'm not going to tell them. It can be our secret.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. We just got to keep doing what we're doing. It's a 7-3 game, and, our kids are playing really well, and, we got to get on the board. Yeah. Need a touchdown. So.
All right, Coach, I'll let you get with your team. Thank you.
Gotta love it, Corey. Tim Carter, man. I'm going to give him a special invitation to the Coach's Fish Fry coming up next year. He has to be in attendance.
Looking forward to it. And again,
absolutely.
What a great game so far, Al.
It is. Let's take it down to the field. It's time for Fairhope and their band to perform at halftime.
On behalf of Principal Don Cardwell, we proudly present the pride of the Eastern Shore, the Fairhope High School Buccaneer Band.
The Fairhope Marching Band will take a break and come back and bring you Baker's Marching Band plus the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. Don't you move.
Our children with special needs deserve a place to play. That is why we are coming together to build the Miracle League of West Mobile Schmidt Family Park. It will include a special needs ball field and playground, regulation baseball and softball fields, and more. We have raised more than $1 million and construction will start soon. But we need your help to complete the project. Visit MCPSS.com/Miracle League to donate and to learn more. Any dollar amount will help bring a smile to a child's face. Together, we can make a miracle.
Hey Alexa, tell me about Mobile County Public Schools.
With 53,000 students in 90 schools, Mobile County Public Schools equips and empowers college and career-ready graduates. Several MCPSS schools are ranked among Alabama's top 10. Yearly, graduating students earned about $110 million in college scholarships and 10,000 career credentials. MCPSS is learning today, leading tomorrow. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ayla, hi. Oh, hi, Sierra. How are you? Good. How are things?
Things couldn't be better.
What do you mean?
Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Yeah. I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. It is halftime, and it's time to take it down to the field. Baker is preparing to give us their halftime show. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn and get the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge.
That's right, guys. We are ready for our Chick-fil-A Trivia Challenge, and I have two handsome young men with me here tonight that's going to give it a go. Can you tell me your names and where you go to school?
I am Chandler, and I go to Collier Elementary. I am Maximus, and I go to Brightling Elementary.
Awesome. And y'all have been our football runners tonight, haven't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Are you ready for our question tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's give it a go. Scientist and inventor George Washington Carver produced around 300 inventions using this ingredient. Is it A, pecans, B, almonds, C, peanuts, or D, walnuts? Y'all got to guess?
Yes.
You ready? Let me hear you.
Peanuts.
Peanuts. You got it correct. Way to go, guys. Here's your Chick-fil-A prize pack filled with all kinds of goodies from Chick-fil-A and Mobile County. You were telling me a little bit about, you knew a lot about George Washington Carver and peanuts. Where did you learn that information from?
So I learned it at school, and I know George Washington Carver makes a lot of cool stuff, and he's a very good man.
Awesome. All right, well, wave at everybody and say bye.
Bye.
Great job, fellas. Let's take it down to the field. I believe Baker is ready for their halftime performance. sounds of the Baker High School Marching Band. We'll take a break and come back and look at first half statistics and review Corey's checklist. You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
If you look at the numbers, Mobile County Public Schools is making great strides. With more than 53,000 students, 7,000 employees, and 90 schools, we are consistently increasing our four-year graduation rate and our first-class pre-K program. We continue to strive for national recognition and continue to prepare our students for the global workforce. And we do all of this with one goal in mind, to equip and empower college and career-ready graduates. Mobile County Public Schools. We're learning today, leading tomorrow.
I'm Keith Blackwood, your Mobile County District Attorney. I want to remind you about the truancy laws. 5 unexcused absences requires you to attend the early warning truancy program. Failure to attend the early warning truancy program can cause you to appear before a judge in circuit court. We need you to stay in school. This is a serious law, and it needs to be taken very seriously. I wish you and your family a safe, happy, and successful school year.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week, wrapping up halftime. Al Wheaton and Corey Bounty here at Clem Richardson Stadium. It is senior night, and Corey, the seniors for Baker, they've only put up 7 points so far.
Yeah, not the offensive explosion that we were looking for here. We've talked about the last couple of times we've had Baker on the network. They've only been able to score 14 points. And when you look at these halftime statistics, Baker, 76 rushing yards. A lot of that due in the second quarter, when they went those 80-yard on that drive there.
Yeah.
It took almost 4 minutes. Passing only 58, 134 total yards. And also when you look at the overall penalties, 6 penalties for 37 yards for Baker. That one turnover there that was the interception, and also only 2 penalties for 15 yards and 47 total yards of offense. When you're doing that good of a job defensively and you're controlling time of possession, you don't have to really worry about what that total offensive output is.
Corey, let's check your checklist. Let's review your checklist, rather, to kind of see if these teams are doing what you thought they needed to do tonight.
Yeah, you wanted to see Baker come out and run the football. They tried that on their first possession, weren't able to have success with that, which led to a shortened field for Fairhope and their 3 points. And they had to eliminate mental miscues. And so far you've had the 1 interception and the 6 costly penalties that have cost you valuable yardage, and had to have red zone efficiency. Well, they haven't been in the red zone anything but that one time, and they're 1 for 1 there. So that's a key there for Baker, capitalizing there, leading 7-3 at halftime. And for Fairhope, on the Pirates side of the football, they needed to be top heavy, and that stands for time of possession. And that's going to be critical here in the second half when you look at time of possession for both of these teams, but especially the Fairhope Pirates. And being able to flip the field, that was key for them to be able to have that field goal. That Campbell McKellar 39-yard field goal was created by flipping the field and shortening the field. And so far they've done a great job of planting Joshua Flowers and limiting Bryce Kane, that is, from explosive and big plays. So Josh Flowers and Bryce Kane have the capability of scoring very quickly in an explosive type of offense. We'll see if they're able to do that in the second half.
And Kane, our spotlight player, only has 1 catch tonight, Corey, and that came in the second quarter on that drive when Baker scored. Let's take it down to Kimberly Dunn. She's going to speak with Steve Norman. What's up, Kim?
Coach Norman, how would you describe the overall morale and energy of your team in the locker room?
Morale's fine, energy is fine. What we got to do is kind of take a deep breath, kind of reevaluate, recalibrate, and get back in the fight a little bit. We're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit, kind of going backwards with some bad penalties and stuff. So once we kind of feel like we corrected that, we should be fine.
Yeah. Are there any other major adjustments that you want to make with your team in order to get back in this football game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's some things that we got to do in the passing games. We dropped some deep passes. We got to keep going deep to our guys. We still feel like we can do that. So we got to go back to that and take our shots when we can take our shots.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. We do appreciate that. Almost time for our second half kickoff. Baker is going to be receiving the ball, so we're going to wait for them to come out on the field. And Steve Norman talked about some good points there, Corey. You know, they're motivated. They know what they need to do, but they just got to get together and do it here in the second half. This is an offense that comes in averaging 35.3 points on offense, But ironically, as you said earlier, here on the network, we've had them twice so far. They've only managed 14 points on those appearances here on the network.
Well, a lot of it has to do with Fairhope's defensive coordinator, who happens to be their head coach. Tim Carter has really done a phenomenal job of strategizing. And like he told Kim on the sidelines early in the game, sometimes he feels that his team is being overlooked because of their 2-6 record. And it's kind of that red flag warning syndrome. We'll want to see how the Hornets come out. Will they sting early here in the second half?
Back to receive the kickoff, Bryce Kane and Rod Taylor for Baker. Kane's going to bring it out. Nice return so far, up to the 20, to the 25. Here on the near side, nice kickoff return by Bryce Kane. Got to thank Firehouse Subs for being on the team with us here. Enjoy more subs and save more lives. A portion of subs purchased at Firehouse will go to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. So visit our friend Neil Patel at the Greenlight Road Firehouse Subs location. Also, we got to thank BSN Sports. If you need some team apparel, whether it's baseball or wrestling and all sports in between, BSN Sports, they're at the heart of the game. Visit them online at bsnsports.com. Got to thank them for being on the team here, helping put together the MCPSS high school football game of the week. 1st and 10 from the 40 of Baker. Great return by Kane. Good field position here. Flowers is just going to keep it. He's planting some flowers, and they are moving, Corey, into Fairhope territory. Nice run by Josh Flowers.
That's what you love to see out of the Hornets' leading rusher. He just goes ahead and takes the ball, pulls it down, and again, trying to surpass 1,000 yards rushing on the season. You see him bobbing and weaving, and now a hurry-up offense by the Hornets.
They are playing tempo under Chase Calcagney, offensive coordinator. Flowers has time. That one floats up. It is brought in. That was close to being picked off.
Kevin Beckham Jr. with the reception, and
Amir
Adams almost intercepted that football. And great arm strength being showed by Joshua Flowers there, as well as you do look at that roughing the passer that's going to be called.
That's going to
Josh
cost.
Flowers, he shows his strength there. He rolls out to his right and has someone draping on him, and you got to let him go right there.
Right.
You want to protect your quarterback, and that's a way that you do protect him by throwing that flag.
Young man Rock Gerhardt, little extracurricular there. They're going to get him with the 15-yarder. John B. discussing it with the crew. They're about to march it off. So that's going to put Baker inside of the red zone. Their second trip inside the red zone tonight. Ball's being spotted at the 14-yard line. And this is that 2-for-1 I was talking about in the second quarter. That's something Tim Carter did not need to happen, Corey.
Well, this is the type of offensive possession that Baker wanted to have on their first offensive series, and now they've come out of the locker room, drawn things up, and Flowers and Chase Calcagney look to have things sorted out.
And off to Rod Taylor. He's met at the line by the Pirates. Takes a loss of about 1 yard, maybe 2, so 2nd and 15 coming up here for the Hornets.
Brockton Norris with the stop on the play for the Fairhope Pirates. 1 yard loss on that. And I mentioned the red zone efficiency as part of my checklist, how you are 1 for 1 in the red zone area earlier in this game, and how it shrinks up the play calling ability of Chase Calcagney. And what you do here is you decide to roll the pocket with Josh Flowers and show the tremendous versatility that he has, not only with his legs but also his arm.
Flowers getting folks into place as he's trying to pick a hole to go through. Fairhope closing him down. He finds a small alley, gets up to about the 13-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and long coming up here for the Hornets.
And now when you're at 3rd down and 9 yards to go, once again, if you don't roll the pocket, Josh Flowers is going to continue to take those hits. And that's something that you want to try to stay away from, as Flowers tried to change direction and pick the direction he wanted to go into running the football. But now, right at around the 13-yard line, Al, we'll see here what kind of call is made.
fake the handoff to Wheeler. He has time. Trying to catch the wheel route and a tip. Wow. Bryce Kane hauls it in off the ricochet there. That's going to be a touchdown, Corey. Oh, my goodness.
One for the huddle highlight reel,
there you
folks.
Go.
And you tip it to yourself, and that is Sweet Sugar Kane getting into the end zone. You look at the pass on the wheel route through the wide receiver. He tips it to himself, and the defender didn't even know that the ball was still in play, and he's able to come away with that. Great answer for the Hornets coming out of the locker room to start the second half.
Munson on for the extra point, and it is good. So Baker comes out of halftime, and they get the score on top, 14-3.
This is a program for any middle school student who's actually behind. This opportunity offers kids a chance to do 2 grades in 1 year.
If it wasn't for Star Academy, I would still be in 8th grade and probably still struggling.
We are one-on-one. We have small classrooms, and we're able to give students that personal touch, that personal attention.
I know I'm coming to see good teachers, good attitude, and also they're here to teach us what we need to learn.
Here's that replay right here.
Great job, and you look at the tip drill, and the defender, Adams, didn't even know where the ball was.
Had no idea.
Kane was able to come away with it. Now 14-3 our score, and we talked about Flowers and Kane. That's exactly what the Hornets offensive minds and offensive coordinator Chase Calcagney was thinking about. Flowers being the leader that he is, finding his favorite target.
Munson boots that one into the end zone. Touchback for Blaine Munson. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pirates. And as I said, Corey, that's something Coach Carter did not want to allow Steve Norman to do, to get the 2-for-1. They scored on the front end going into the locker room. Then they score coming out the locker room.
That's the 14th receiving touchdown of the season for Bryce Kane. And again, Bryce Kane verbally committed to Auburn University and runs that 4.3 speed. Now here's the time that I know defensive coordinator Eric Scott would love for it to dial up a turnover or a quick 3-and-out for the Pirates.
Toss out to Mitchell. And he is level right at the 25, maybe 26-yard line.
That's going to be a stinger on the defensive back coming up to make that hit.
Literally a stinger.
Dylan Hudson holding that shoulder, and you can see him on this lick. What an absolute popping of the pads, almost a sandwich that you see, and he rolls over and grabs that shoulder. But hard-hitting football, Jawan Springs along with Dylan Hudson on that tackle.
5-yard pickup for Mitchell as he goes into motion. They give it to Godfrey, and the turf monster gets him. He is down. His knee was down, Corey. Baker thought they had a scoop and score, unfortunately, but Godfrey was down. I don't know if the turf monster got him or a hand reached out and grabbed him, but as he was hitting the hole, he just went down immediately.
Well, again, even though it's right at 72 degrees, Al, you do look at the dew, and when you try to cut against the grain, the ball is clearly out before he does hit his knee to the grass. But when it happens bang, bang right there, we do have a money down, 3rd down situation for the Pirates.
3rd down and 4. Robertson tries to take it outside, and he is tackled for a loss. Great tackling right there by the Hornets coming up to shut it down. Something you talked about, Derek Scott getting that 3-and-out.
Leland Norman comes from his Sam linebacker position, stays home, and is able to get a nice sack on the play. His 3rd tackle for loss on the season, and a great stop here for defensive coordinator Eric Scott. Baker giving up 25.6 points per game, and we talked about what Fairhope is giving up 23.5 points per game.
Shanked punt right there by Phillips, as Baker's going to stay away from it, and they're going to have great field position here on the other side of the 50 in Fairhope territory, maybe at the 43 or 44, Corey.
Well, I'll tell you this, when you're in a situation to where if you are punt, 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 that is 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive punts there for the Pirates after having that 3-point field goal early in the first quarter, this Baker defense has really stepped up to the plate. And, you know, if you're here, if you're Baker, you smell the blood in the water.
And that's how you can explain 47 total yards in the first half, Corey.
Absolutely. Here, Josh Flowers is going to have his pick as to where he wants to go at the bottom of the screen. Again, Beckham Jr. has the extreme speed.
Flowers has a lane. The backers collapse. They can't catch up with him. Flowers on the move, trying to make it to the end zone, bumps off one of the players. A flag comes out, possibly a hold against Baker. They were trying to get some blocking downfield for Flowers.
All the way, the flag is thrown at the 7-yard line of the Pirates, and Flowers had already done most of his damage after the run, and no need there, and we'll see it go ahead and be the first down from that spot. But at the same time, you don't have to do that because Josh is going to be able to make that play for you. And we'll see Mr. B. You see Josh know that I'm looking down the field, I'm surveying, I'm going to go ahead at this point in time, cut against, don't see a linebacker taking a good angle at me, I'm going to get around him. And here right around the numbers at the end of the play, you see it right there, tackle the defender to the ground from right there where the spot was, right around the 7-yard line. But once again, great job by Josh Flowers, looking at trying to surpass the 1,000-yard rushing mark on the season.
John being the official sorting it out as they're marching off the penalty.
From that spot.
So it'll be a first down, but
holding on the offense. First down.
So they're going to spot it. Looks at about the 18-yard line, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, instead of being at around the 8-yard line, you're at the 18-yard line. And the red zone efficiency that we saw one drive ago off the tip pass to Kane, now you'll have a chance, a huge cushion being given by these corners on these speeder wide receivers.
Flowers rolls out, pressure on him. He's got Anderson Magin all alone, a bit too high. And Magin is about 6'7", 6'6", Corey.
It's hard to overthrow that type of target, but when you have someone draped around you and you're not able to step up into the pocket, great job of the defense of collapsing and harassing Flowers, but he shows his upper body strength being able to throw that. And even if he would have caught it, he would have been out of bounds.
He would have been out of bounds. Second down to 10 coming up here for the Hornets as they look to the sideline to get the call. KJ Beckham at the top of the screen, one-on-one at the bottom. Bryce Kane with Amir Adams. That's been a great battle tonight. And I think Steve Norman's going to call timeout right here, Corey.
Yeah,
he wants to discuss some things.
You want to make sure you do have great personnel in place.
We'll take a break, and we'll be back with more action.
Is one of the biggest investors in a community.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month
has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we are learning today, leading tomorrow, and this year our teachers are aiming for excellence. Right now, Baker in the lead, 14-3. Al Whedon, Corley Bounty. On the sidelines, we have Kimberly Dunn. We appreciate you joining us here for the 7A this matchup here between Baker and Fairhope. Corey, something you said earlier, Fairhope leads the overall series 24-1-2. 21-1-2. Baker got their first ever win against Fairhope last year, but tonight trying to get their first ever home win against the Pirates. Second and 10 coming up.
Rod Taylor, love to see him get on the board as well for the Baker Hornets. And you can rely on Josh Flowers because we know, once again, leading this team in rushing. But if you're able to find Rod Taylor, if you're able to find Kevin Beckham Jr., the other two guys that can show you a lot of versatility coming out of the backfield. Now you're looking at a third and close to 6 yards to go. So, again, rolling the pocket. We saw the tip touchdown earlier on a third down play. We'll see what Baker has in store here.
Ball spotted at the 14-yard line. Flowers has time, goes to the far side, throws that one way across, and that's going to be an interception. That's Amir Adams' second interception tonight.
And just undercuts the route. It was supposed to be an out route for Bryce Kane, and he didn't throw it far enough to the sidelines. And Amir Adams gets on the inside, has great inside leverage and position on Bryce Kane, and the 5'10", 190-pound senior comes away with his second interception of the game. And that's part of that red zone efficiency that you want to see the Baker Hornets continue to improve upon, as next week they end up with Mountain Brook.
Sure do.
Also going into the playoffs for sure, but what a break for this Fairhope defense. Great stop by the Pirates.
Brings that drive to an end. Toss out to Tad Mitchell. Mitchell is brought down just past the 15-yard line. Brings up second down for Fairhope.
Middle linebacker or Sam linebacker, Leland Norman. Great job of pursuit. You see him being able to run sideline to sideline. And I mentioned, you know, it just has to mean more to him as a senior playing for his dad.
It does, it does.
And being on senior night, and just how much this Norman family means to this Baker community. It's evident of how hard Leland's playing.
4-yard pickup by Mitchell. Second down coming up for the Pirates. Looks like a busted play. Someone ran the wrong way. And Robertson is going to be sacked for a loss, Corey.
Great job of defense staying home there. And you never want to see, when you have the miscommunication, the worst thing that you can do is turn the football over. And Robertson was able to cover up on that football, take the loss. Like you said, take your lumps and learn from that to live to fight another down. And now it's a 3rd and 7, money down here for the Pirates with 4:10 remaining in the third quarter of action.
Pistol formation for the Pirates. Ball's at their own 13-yard line. Godfrey back there. No motion, play action. Crossing pattern for Martin. We haven't called Brian Martin's name in a long time. Just a little too far out in front of Martin.
Well, you look at Martin, he is only 5'7", so he doesn't have a long frame, and he's going to have to stretch out as far as he can to try to make that catch. But here's where the difference maker can come in special teams play and being able to flip the field. You look at this punt that's going to be boomed away by the Fairhope Pirates, Nolan Phillips. We saw him kicking them 45 to 50 yards in his feet in the pregame.
Sure did. Dawson Kelly back to receive, and this was going to take a backspin. You don't want that to happen in this situation. Once again, Baker has great field position. Coming up, game of the week, Brain Buster. We'll reveal that question just around the corner, so stick around for that. Corey LeBounder will put on his thinking cap and see if he can come up with the correct answer. But that punt was not the correct answer Fairhope wanted. I mean, if I could get some backspin on my pitching wedge over at Spring Hill, I'd take that, Corey, but that was not what Fairhope needed right then.
And we're seeing the officials, there has to be a penalty flag thrown right around the 35-yard line that the officials are standing on. But you do look at Baker all time since 2000, 35-1 when allowing less than 10 points.
On the defense?
I think John B. may be confused as to who would be the defense at that time, as he's trying to figure out, is it against Fairhope or against Baker? And John B. and the crew trying to figure out which way they're going to go.
Coach Carter wants to know, who's it against?
That's right,
is it against me? Is it against the Hornets? Which way are we going here? And John B. says it looks like it's going to be.
I think it's going against Fairhope.
And Coach Carter not too happy about that.
Not at all, Corey. So we're finally going to get a spot here in a second. And it appears to be the 25-yard line of Fairhope. So Baker has gained some more yards. So a gift has been given to the Hornets after this 3 and out. They're almost back to where they were before on the previous series with the interception.
Knocking on that red zone play on the red zone door, but you need to see red zone efficiency here for sure as John B makes his jog to his position there as the white hat behind the offense, and we'll be ready for play with Baker in prime field position.
Watch out for the kill shot. 1st and 10 from the 25. Play action. Flowers looks. They set up the screen to Rod Taylor as he is upended for after about 2 or 3 yards.
Great tackle in the open field being made by Dallas Booth, the Mike linebacker, 5'10", 190-pound senior. And Josh did want to take that kill shot, but went down to his secondary dump down wide receiver, kind of a relief valve there for Flowers.
2nd down here for Baker. They go with the jet sweep. Jones is tackled right at the line of scrimmage and tackled hard by the Pirates right there.
Patrick Harbin closing down from his defensive end position, the 5'9", 215-pound junior, doing a great job laterally of tracing that football. And now you're looking once again at another 3rd down and right at 6 yards. We'll call it a long 7.
Yeah, it's a long 7, Corey. Flowers with time, rolls to his left, finds a receiver sitting right there in the flat. Matter of fact, that's Rod Taylor who leaked out of the backfield. That's enough for a 1st down and puts Baker definitely inside the red zone.
Well, now it makes it a little bit easier here as there's 2:37 remaining and the clock winds as the ball spotted for play. Baker and Flowers would love to see right here Roderick Taylor get the football and take one to the house.
1st and goal for the Hornets. As they go to the corner, did he hold on to it? Signal touchdown for Bryce Kane, his 2nd score tonight. Our spotlight player has hit the pay dirt once again, and there's the Crichton Optimist Club star on the helmet, Corey.
Well, you love the Crichton Optimist Club star on the helmet, but look at this, a little tip drill for the 2nd time for Kane, is able to get that knee and that foot down. Way to drag it, great camera angle, but again, you catch 2 touchdown passes off 2 ricochets, 2 tip drills. Sugarcane cashing in once again from Josh Flowers, and now he has 15 receiving touchdowns on the season, and you're able to score in the red zone area and extend that lead to 21-3.
Let's take a look at some teams in 6A Region 1. These are some contenders that have opportunities to make the playoffs. Not saying this is an exact playoff scenario. Right now, Saraland in control. They've clinched a spot in the playoffs just like Spanish Fort has. They're hosting Theodore tonight. They have McGill next week. And a big game with Spanish Fort at Murphy. That's their remaining region game taking place. Now, as we said, Theodore is playing at Saraland tonight, and St. Paul's is still in this thing. They have Baldwin County and Theodore. That's going to be the return, I guess, the rematch. Well, not the rematch, but the return to town for Steve Mask. That's his former team, Corey, at St. Paul. So he's playing Saraland tonight, and he'll have to play the Saints next week. So it's very imperative, the ball game right here between St. Paul's and Theodore next week. But tonight, when we last saw, Saraland was all on top of Theodore, Corey.
Absolutely. It was 35-0 right around the halftime. And we'll see here as Baker has the Pirates on the ropes as that ball goes out of bounds. And now if you're Fairhope, again, you wanted to establish time of possession, and now trailing 21-3. Fairhope not built to score a lot of points very quickly. And you see Preston Godfrey has not been able to run the ball effectively. And we'll see here if Jackson Robertson comes out and finds Byron Martin or Fisher Southall, one of his wide receivers, see if they're able to get some dinks and dunks down the field to continue to allow the defense to get some rest, because it's been all Baker offense in the 3rd quarter.
It truly has. It truly has. Hornets have scored twice here in the 3rd quarter as Kane has hauled in 2 passes for touchdowns. Mitchell goes into motion. Robertson trying to find someone and completes the catch to Preston Godfrey as he leaked into the flat just enough for a first down. So that's going to move the chains. Fairhope up to the 47-yard line.
That's what you want to see. You're able to roll the pocket, and you see the pocket presence of Jackson being able to direct traffic, and that's how you want to get your playmaker the football. Preston Godfrey, the 5'8", 175-pound senior with a huge catch.
Hand off to Godfrey, goes up the middle. Nice run by Godfrey. About a 7 or 8 yard pickup. Be second and short coming up here for Fairhope, trying to get some momentum and some consistency.
A little giddy up in his step once he made that completion. You see him run extremely hard on that particular play. Quintarius Robinson, the 6 foot, 165-pound player with a stop for the Hornets, but great job of Fairhope on this drive.
Pull it out the belly of Godfrey and give it to Mitchell. Look at him go outside between the hash and the numbers. That's a first down for the Pirates. Once again, Fairhope on the move. That's 3 consecutive first downs.
What you have to do is have great time of possession, take the top off of the clock. And if you're able to do that, fresh set of downs, you're trailing 21-3, you're having success here. You have Baker on their heels.
Robertson tosses it out to Mitchell, and he is leveled by Special Agent Zero here for Baker. Man.
That's absolutely textbook tackling by Michael Johnson, the 5'6", 145-pound senior, comes up from his rover position and sticks the offensive player, plants him right there where he needs to be. A great, exciting play that gets the Hornet Hooligans riled up, and we'll have one more play here in the third quarter of action.
Second and about 15 coming up here for the Pirates. They're setting up the screen for Godfrey. He releases, turns on the Jets, gets the first down as he passes the 25-yard line.
And that's a great way to go ahead, and when you're behind the sticks and you see Baker bringing the house, you just release one of your playmakers and you allow him to utilize his speed and his athletic ability to get you a fresh set of downs. This is a great job here, especially after that tackle for loss. They got the Baker Hornets fans behind them. They just need to take care of the football and finish it off as we're about to begin the fourth quarter.
Toss out to Mitchell once again as he cuts to the edge, brings it back in. Nice run right there by Tad Mitchell. That's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. And take a look at this replay here before we share with you our Game of the Week Brain Buster question coming right into your living room, Corey.
Love the option, love the run, and again, great cutback to gain another 4 or 5 yards, and we're going to have ourselves a red zone opportunity when we come back here in the fourth quarter of play. 21-3, Al, our score. Baker dominating the third quarter of action.
Absolutely did. So right now we got a break in the action between the quarters. Let's put up our Game of the Week Brain Buster question. All right, Corey, it's one of your favorites, multiple choice. Baker's win over Fairhope last year ended a 21-game losing streak. What team now does Baker have their longest losing streak against? Theodore, Baldwin County, McGill-Tulane, or Blount? Think about that for a second, and we'll come back later on in the fourth quarter and give you that answer. The Hornet Hooligans definitely riled up now. You can hear them cheering as we go into the fourth quarter. A third quarter completely dominated by Baker, as you talked about it, Corey, picking up 2 scores and 2 incredible acrobatic catches by our spotlight player tonight, Bryce Kane.
Well, you just don't see the tip drill not only once but twice for a touchdown in the red zone area. And that's what Bryce Kane was able to do with Josh Flowers putting it in the hands of his playmaker. And we saw earlier Bryce Kane kind of stopped on the route.
Sure did.
But now you see him make up for that error there by his effort here on the tip drill, not giving up on the route, continuing to keep his eyes on the ball in the pigskin and being able to squeeze that. And Bryce Kane here, we'll see if the Fairhope Pirates in this red zone area are able to capitalize.
First and goal coming up here for the Pirates. Jackson Robinson putting everyone into formation. They hand off to Preston Godfrey. Godfrey goes ahead for a couple of yards. Let's put up the third quarter stats right quick between this play. Take a look at this output. So, well, not third quarter, but through 3 quarters for both of these teams. We're able to get it up right here. And look at the explosion for Baker right there, Corey. 132 in rushing and 101 through the air. But Fairhope has come back with some rushing yards as well, up to 109 total yards. But the penalty, 7 for 47 for Baker. That has been the issue for the Hornets tonight.
This drive right here has been big time as it starts the fourth quarter as well.
That option play to Tad Mitchell. He has one guy to beat Does, and he gets into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown for the Fairhope Pirates. Tad Mitchell with the score.
Tad Mitchell, 5'7", 145-pound senior, scores the first touchdown of the night for the Fairhope Pirates. And what you're starting to see is with that option, when you don't set the edge as a defender, you're going ahead and do a great job, Robinson. The pitch is what has to be perfect. The yards after the pitch, Tad Mitchell was able to go ahead and hit pay dirt for the Pirates.
Campbell McKellar on for the extra point. He is 14 for 16 on the season, and Fairhope gets the score. Our score now 21-10. All right, Cora, we're ready to reveal the answer to the Game of the Week Brain Buster. We'll put the question back up for you right quick here. Hey, Eric got the music for us. All right, we're ready now. It's official. Baker's win over Fairhope last year ended a 21-game losing streak. What team now does Baker have their longest losing streak against?
I'm gonna go with C. I'm gonna go with
C for Corey. Oh no, C for McGill-Tulin, not
yeah,
C for Corey.
There we go. C for McGill-Tulin is what my multiple choice answer is going to be.
All right, Corey, it is actually B. Baldwin County, 8 consecutive losses, and the last one was in 2009.
09 is a long time ago when you look at having an opportunity to match up, and with the reclassification, you go from 7A to 6A. So, you know, I didn't think that Blunt or Theodore would be in there. So B or C were definitely going to be my 2 options there.
And think back to 2009, Corey. All those teams were 6A teams back then. They started Class 7A classification in 2014. The onside kick pays off for Fairhope as they recover, trying to get that momentum to stay on the Pirates side of the field. They surprised the Hornets there.
21-10 our score, and you do look at the dominating fashion that was the third quarter of action for the Hornets coming out immediately, and you look at this as a great kick as far as hitting the turf and bouncing up right into the Pirates, and goes 10 yards and becomes a live ball as soon as it does go 10 yards.
Steve Norman pleading his case saying it didn't go 10 yards. A lot of the Baker coaches are saying it should be Baker's ball. I don't know if we can get in on it. It was close to me, Corey. If we could take another look at the replay if Charles and the crew can bring it up. But it was close.
Let's see, right here, you're kicking off, and we changed that camera look, and who touched it first?
Short. That might be a bit short, Corey. I don't know if we go back to the closer view.
Well, the Hornets are going to take over. The Hornets are going to take over offensively here.
Right, they're saying it's Baker's football now.
And you look on the far sidelines with Tim Carter and his special teams coach not being happy at all.
No.
And if you're not going to be able to overturn that situation now in this situation, because it is going to be spotted right at the 49-yard line.
Right.
But, you know, who was the first to touch it? And
it has to go 10. It has to go 10.
But if Baker touched it first,
right? But I don't believe Baker touched it. I don't know if we can get the replay back up.
That's why it's kind of hard to see if Baker touched it first. And now if they touch it first, you know, you're supposed to be the receiving team in that situation. It goes to a live ball.
But if Baker touched it first, it would be live at that point. But I don't believe a Hornet touched that ball. It was recovered by a Pirate right at the 49, and that's where they're placing it at.
Well, mathematically, you have to do it correctly in regards to, you know, you're not using a timeout on that far sideline. You're just having to explain exactly what you have, and you're not going to win that battle after the officials have already made the mountain because you're not able to throw that challenge flag, or there's no challenges here available until you get to the Super 7 in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Correct. Home of all of the 1A through 7A state championships for the AHSAA this season. You
can see Tim Carter pleading his case. I don't know if we can bring it up one more time. You can take a look at it, Corey. I don't believe it was touched by a Hornet. Here's a great angle right here.
Yeah, if the Pirates touched it first, there you go.
They had
That's the best angle. Great job.
A gang of Pirates on top of it, as a matter of fact.
Great job, crew, of being able to show that the Pirates clearly touched that one first before it did go 10 yards, and that's an outstanding job, crew, of finding that correct angle. So the coaches, when they dispute that, they'll be able to see it clearly, and it is 1st and 10 now for this Baker offense, and what you want to do is have some type of score to answer Fairhope's last score. 28-10 would be definitely something Chase Calcagney would live with talking to his offense.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of Fairhope. Now we have the whistle for play. Taylor and Flowers in the pistol formation. Play action. Flowers has plenty of room. He's going to run it, keep it, head on downfield. Tackled out of bounds near the 25-yard line. That was a good escape route there. All the kind of almost like a coverage situation. I'll just take off and run it.
He's trying to direct traffic, but what you want to do is, if you're Josh Flowers, go ahead and step out of bounds because you don't want to take any contact right there, and you're leading. So he tried to get out of bounds before the tackle was made by the Pirates, but fresh set of downs for Josh Flowers.
Hornets on the move once again. Hand off to Rod Taylor. Cuts it back up the middle. Keeps those legs churning, something we talk about all the time, Corey. Keep the legs going, and he did on that play.
Going to come close to another first down. He is going to have enough yardage to get that first down. You do look at the replay. He's able to cut back the big offensive line, getting things done up front for the Hornets.
All starts going to be called against Baker. Big right tackle, Tay Adams, got a little jumpy there.
Before the snap, all start on the defense.
Baker kind of playing a little tempo here, Corey.
And you can hear the Fairhope Pirates band playing to try to draw the Hornets offside or get those free yards for the defense. And it's something you see in a lot of college stadiums, and you just continue to manufacture noise.
There you go.
When you don't have the home crowd on your side.
1st and 15 for Baker. Ball at the 25. Play action for Flowers. Incomplete. Tried to catch K.J. Beckham on the slant. Ball was a bit low there. Takes Baker to 2nd down.
10:31, Al, remaining in the 4th quarter of action. And it looks like we are going to have a penalty flag here on the far sideline.
I believe so. John B. has stopped action here.
Maybe an ineligible down the field or illegal participation.
Ineligible downfield. Offense. Decline.
So Fairhope declines the penalty. It'll be 2nd and 15 once again. Good call there, Corey. That's the only thing I can think of is John B. motion to his head too as well. Taylor just to the right of Flowers. Pressure on Flowers. Ball is tipped, intercepted. Johnny on the spot for Fairhope with the interception. Dallas Booth from his Mike linebacker position shows the good hands, but Corey, a flag on the play once again.
Maybe post-possession because he clearly had the interception. Great job of Flowers having great awareness just off the fingertips, and we'll see if it is post-possession and costing it. You mark it off, but it's definitely an interception by Dallas Booth, the Mike linebacker, as you mentioned, coming away now with his first interception of the season.
Ball was intended for K.J. Beckham, off the hands of Beckham, and Booth hauls in the pigskin there. So once again, Fairhope has opportunity down 11 points here with 10:21 remaining in the ball game. Jackson Robertson. I'm liking what I'm seeing for the young man, Corey. He's going to have a bright future here for Fairhope.
Go right back to that option is you're going to find a way to make Baker stop it. And on a quick change of possession there, we did see on the last play Jackson be able to find Preston Godfrey on the dive play, Tad Mitchell on the perimeter.
Sure
Baker
did.
in this 3-4 defense has to make sure that they don't lose containment and know who has the pitch man, because you can absolutely come down and level the pitch man or force a bad pitch by the quarterback. But Fairhope's done a great job here the last couple of possessions.
2nd and 1. Toss it out to Mitchell. He has enough for the first down as he crosses the 40 into the 41, 42-yard area. It's going to be first down for Fairhope. The chains are going to move.
Threaded fastener impact player Donovan Hudson from his free safety position comes up and makes his 50th solo tackle of the season. And you do want a fresh set of downs, and you want to control the clock in regards to making sure, if you're going to control it, that you score 6 points out of it.
Robertson keeps that one as he picks up 2 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd and 8 here for the Pirates as they continue to ground and pound, trying to set up the pass here with the run.
Well, you've had perimeter passes that have been thrown to Byron Martin along with Tad Mitchell, and if you're able to find Preston Godfrey as your relief, as your safety valve dump down, you can go to that as well if you're Jackson Robertson.
Robertson back to pass, going deep, double coverage.
That's a catch.
Ball is brought in. I thought I was going to see a flag on the play for a push-off, Corey.
That's an outstanding catch by Amir Adams. Amir Adams goes from offense,
no flag,
comes on the offense now from his corner position. He has great hands, has 2 interceptions, goes up and makes a tremendous catch for the Pirates. The Boo Birds come out here in West Mobile.
The Boo Birds
not
are
happy at all about that call, but it's a 1st and 10 situation for Fairhope.
Pirates knocking on the door of the red zone. Option play once again. Mitchell with the reception. I don't know if we can get that replay up from the wide angle. If we get that wide angle up, you could kind of see possibly the push off, and that's where the Boo Birds were out, Corey.
Amir Adams, normally corners don't have great hands like that, but it's a great throw by Jackson, and he puts it on the money. And he's able to split both of those defenders and able to come away with a critical catch for the Pirates.
Loss on the play of 2 yards. 2nd and 12 coming up here for Fairhope. Robertson loses the snap, but does get it out to his receiver. Picks up a couple of yards on the play. A name we haven't called tonight, Sanders Daniel. The Harvard commit has a 35 on his ACT, Corey.
Man, this guy is the smartest guy on the field. And while we shouted out Jack Robinson earlier, Jackson Robinson's grandfather, going to shout out the head coach of Coastal Alabama South.
That's right.
His father, Robbie Robinson,
that's
is doing a tremendous job with Coastal Alabama South men's basketball program as well. Has to be happy with his son putting that ball on the money to Adams earlier.
Big play right here, 3rd down. Can the Hornets hold as Godfrey runs right into the pile? He's going to be short about a yard. Fairhope on the move. They have the momentum on their side.
Well, it's going to be 4th down. Going to be 4th and 1 here for the Pirates, and needing that 1 yard. You haven't seen them get under center. You've seen them operate from the shotgun position, and all it takes is a linebacker, Quintarius Robin or Leland Norman, Dylan Hudson or Clendon Hurst, get downhill and create this 4th down stop. 4th and 1. It's the biggest play of the game with 6:43 remaining in the 4th quarter. Both teams having 2 timeouts remaining. Here we go, Al.
Pirates need to get 6 right here. A field goal doesn't help you at all. They give it to Preston Godfrey, the senior. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, but I believe he's going to have enough to pick up the first down, Corey.
Move the sticks is what the Pirates are going to do. The ship did not sink on that 4th down play. The Pirates are able to continue to plummet here on offense, and there's no fool's goal in the red zone area here for the Fairhope Pirates. They're trying to go ahead and strike pay dirt. 1st and goal from the 5.
Godfrey and Mitchell in the backfield with Robertson. They hand it off to Godfrey once again, right up the middle. He busts open for a 5-yard score for Fairhope.
And that's what you want to see out of your running back. Now has his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. The 5'8", 175-pound senior gives the Pirates life. And it all came from that great throw from Jackson Robertson, hitting the cornerback / wide receiver Amir Adams, and they were continued able to capitalize. And now you look at the 3rd quarter dominated by Baker. Here to begin the 4th quarter, it's been dominated by the Fairhope Pirates. Going to go for 2 here instead of the extra point as well.
2-point try for the Pirates coming up. Trying to make it a 1-score game. They go back to Godfrey once again. He fumbles the ball. Try is going to be no good. So our score will be 21-16. Boy, it's getting good. 6 minutes left to play here in this 7A battle.
Yo, I'm on my way to the mall, the Bel Air Mall. And I'm checking out Trey Pay's Cafe. Trey Pay's is so much fun. They got the fanciest snowballs on the planet. Plus a loaded quarter-pounder beef fry. Trey Pay's Cafe. The nachos are slamming and the fries are banging. Don't forget desserts. Deep-fried cheesecake bites, deep-fried Oreos, and a whole lot more. It's the food that makes you feel good. Trey Pay's Cafe inside the Bel Air Mall. Come now and come hungry.
To find out all the latest news on what's happening in Mobile County Public Schools, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Mobile County Public Schools, we are learning today, leading tomorrow. And Corey, very good observation on your part. Fairhope, 2 scores in the 4th quarter. Baker, 2 scores in the 3rd quarter. And now 21-16, a 5-point margin is our score.
And if you're Fairhope, you have to make sure that you just find a way to have a stop defensively, as there's going to be not necessarily a pooch kick, but that's a live ball.
Live ball. Joshua Jones feels it, and Baker loses some field position, as the hooligans definitely got to get loud, as the sign says right there. Up 5 points with 6 minutes to play. We're halfway through the 4th quarter. 6 minutes remaining in the ball game.
I mentioned now that Halloween is not until Tuesday, but we were going to get more treats than tricks here in West Mobile, and Clem Richardson Stadium in this game has definitely delivered all of the treats.
Currently right now, Josh Flowers, 11 for 16, 3 touchdowns tonight, 11 rushes for 86 yards, and 3 interceptions through the night. Flowers back in the backfield, gonna keep this one, and keeps it on the ground for about a 2-yard pickup.
Patrick Harbin, the 5'9", 210-pound defensive end, out of this 4-3 defense, led by head coach and defensive coordinator Tim Carter with the stop. And only 2 yards there for Baker. Clock is in their favor, so they're in no hurry here. We talked about Fairhope wanting to have top control, time of possession control.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be critical for Baker to have that top control. You get a couple of first downs here, get to the midfield area, and this ball game is going to be salted away.
Hand off to Rod Taylor, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage and driven back for a loss. Something we talked about on your show today. Fairhope's just not going to come over here and lay down, Corey. They're going to put up a fight.
Yeah, I mean, you have nothing to lose at this point in time. Fairhope 2-6, 1-4 in region play, and want to continue the dominance, being 21-1-2 all time. And you do look at 9th year Tim Carter, He's got this defense fired up and ready to play here. Also has 2 timeouts also, but money down, 3rd down for the Hornets.
Double stack receivers to the near side. Flowers looking to that side. Pass is completed to K.J. Beckham. Did he get the foot down?
He did.
And they're going to say he got the foot down. Nice grab by Beckham. It's going to be a 1st down. They're going to spot it right at the 31.
Great timing route. You look at that replay, the time that Flowers had to find Beckham Jr., the verbal Troy commit, and he knew exactly where he wanted to go with it on that crossing route. Right to the edge in the sidelines. Great shot, tippy-toeing. 1st and 10 for the Hornets.
Rod Taylor with the run. About an 8-yard run right there by the senior tailback for Baker. And we are now under 5 minutes here remaining in the contest.
Love the 2-point conversion try by Tim Carter.
Oh, no doubt.
It's
no
21-18, and you have a kicker that you have seen make a 39-yard field goal so far. But now it's 2nd and 2. Baker, 2 yards away. They always line up in this shotgun formation, so you want to make sure you have a clean exchange from Flowers to Taylor.
Taylor once again with the carry. Picks his spot. Goes past the 45 up to the 46. Moves the sticks for the Hornets as they keep the momentum on their side.
Absolutely here with 2 timeouts remaining, 3:45 left to go in the 4th quarter of action. Fairhope has to have a stop right here. If you're looking to call timeouts, you get this into 3rd and long, you probably will burn a timeout, but you can't allow the Hornets to get across midfield. And Baker's done a great job of just giving it to Flowers. He winds down the game clock, matches it to the play clock, until it hits zeros.
Once again, Rod Taylor up the middle, busting through the Pirates defense for another 1st down.
And here now, the clock will stop for them to spot it. And you bet your bottom dollar that Chase Calcagney is going to instruct Josh Flowers not to snap the football until that play clock hits almost 2 seconds. And you do the math here. You don't get a stop on 2nd down. You're going to have to call timeout. You can actually call timeout here if it's a tackle for loss. I probably would call timeout to save as much time as possible because Baker's going to sit on it and not going to snap it until 1 second. They're going to make you burn it anyway. Baker may call the timeout themselves.
And I believe that may be the situation right here, as Steve Norman has called timeout with 2:34 remaining in the ball game. Take a look at the contenders in 5A. Now, Corey, this is probably one of the most complicated regions we have going on. We know Gulf Shores and Viger are playing tonight. Gulf Shores still has to play BC Rain next week. Rain with a big game with Alberta tonight. As I told you on your show today, they're one of the hottest teams in the area on a 5-game winning streak. But the big one here is Faith Academy and UMS Wright. Whoever wins that game is truly controlling their own destiny in 5A Region 1.
Absolutely, you want to control your own destiny, and you love the log jams, and sometimes the log jams don't get figured out to, like you said, after the last week of play in the regular season next week, and then it goes to the lessons learned with when you have those tiebreaker scenarios, the wins by the opponents that you have played, and that's why you don't want to play a weak schedule. You want to find a way to play against a program like a Mountain Brook here in this situation for Baker or Dothan that have 6 or 7 wins on their schedule
because that'll help
instead
you
of
out.
1 or 2. Because it's ultimately going to help you, even though you may have taken a direct loss to them.
Correct.
You'll still be able to break that tiebreaker by wins by your opponents that you have played.
So Tim Carter didn't have to burn a timeout. Steve Norman took one himself. So 1 timeout remains for Baker. 2 remain for Fairhope. 1st and 10. Fairhope needing a stop right here to try to get back in the game. Taylor swings it out wide. Picks up about 6 yards on that. That was a nice play by Rod Taylor.
And the stop by Brandon Jensen, the 5'10", 175-pound senior will linebacker, makes his 28th solo tackle. And there's the timeout being called by Tim Carter. And it is going to create a situation here to we'll be looking right at 3rd down. I do believe with 2:11 remaining. Fairhope will have 1 timeout left.
We'll take a break and be right back.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose. Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
Tension building here at Clem Richardson Stadium. Fairhope calls a timeout to stop the clock at 2:16. 2nd down and about 5 coming up here for the Hornets, and the Pirates needing a stop, down 5 points in this 7A Region 1 contest. Once again, Rod Taylor on the ground, and he's going to be close to the 1st down, I believe.
And what you'll do is you go ahead and say, look, this is the money down, the biggest down of the game. 3rd down and 1 yard to go. And Fairhope decides to hold on to that last remaining timeout as the defensive coordinator, also the head coach, Tim Carter.
He's going to roll the dice, Corey.
He's playing chess and not checkers right here, folks.
Looks to be about possibly 2 yards, I believe, Corey. It's 3rd down.
It's what you call Josh Flowers time.
Got to get to the 30-yard line. I'm thinking Josh Flowers all the way. And Josh Flowers gets the 1st down and some more. They try to get him down as he lumbers to the 15, and that pretty much might be the ball game here. Here's the replay with Flowers on the run as he puts the stiff arm on the Pirates defender.
Well, that's what you have to do if you're the offensive line. Just give Flowers a sliver, and he will continue to bloom in the open field, and that's what he was able to do, and not enough timeouts on the board to save the Pirates come back here in the 4th quarter. A valiant effort by the Pirates, and as long as there's not a turnover here by Baker, you see Josh go under center and take that victory formation knee.
Taking that knee. Fairhope has 1 timeout. I think Tim Carter's going to use it right here as we are under 1 minute. He calls the timeout at 42.4 seconds. That allows us to get up our information for the Career Tech Education Player of the Game.
And Al, right now, 42.4 seconds on the. They're going to put more time on that.
Yeah, they got
clock.
to put some more. That clock was running, Corey, and Tim Carter had already called timeout. We can see that from atop the press box right here. And there's our Career Tech Education Player of the Game. Bryce Kane happened to be our spotlight player as well, Corey. 2 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter. Really opened the game up, but most importantly, kind of got himself back into the game. Acrobatic catches as well.
Yeah, you don't see 2 tip balls during the same contest very often, and Bryce Kane found a way to, after that first interception was thrown in his vicinity, to say, look, I'm not going to let any more balls fall to the wayside, and he was able to catch those 2 tip balls for touchdowns, and Sugar Cane is our outstanding player, our Career Tech Player of the Game, and doesn't get any better than that.
Next week, we're taking it over to PA. It'll be Sidney Lanier versus Viger. People saying Sidney Lanier, a team out of Montgomery. That's an out-of-region game for Viger. So very, very, very huge game. They're playing tonight against Gulf Shores, but next week out of region. And a little trivia part, this will be Sidney Lanier's last football game ever.
Here's one other for you. The current principal that Matthew Moore serves as in the Mobile County Public School System, Mr. Joseph Roberson, was the former principal at Sidney Lanier the last few years. So Palmer Pillen's principal currently knows a lot there. And you'll see here, Al, flags on the play, 46.1 seconds back on it, but at the same time, it is a situation where you don't like to lose. You jump off sides there. You try to strip the ball away as the nose tackle.
That's one way you try to do it,
you do it real strategically. Deshaun Williams tries to anticipate the snap count, and it'll be an infraction, and now Baker will just take this knee here. 6 seconds going to be a differential. Matter of fact, 6.1 seconds between play clock and game clock on the field.
They're going to march it off here. So they're going to sit it at the 10-yard line. It'll be second down for the Hornets, as all they have to do is take another knee here. Big win for Steve Norman and his Baker Hornets as they get ready to head to the playoffs next week. As you said, Corey, traveling up to Mountain Brook. And I think that's going to be a very good contest and a test they need as they go into the playoffs.
Without question, it'll be that playoff opportunity. And you look at this game so far, I think Baker's going to come out healthy, which is the biggest thing.
Yes.
Not only coming out of this region game, but when you go up to North Alabama and you play at a team that played Saraland for the state championship 1 year ago, you want to stay healthy coming out of that game, because that's a non-region contest. And
right.
Whatever you do there, you can get beat 50-0 and it have no ramifications, because you want to be healthy for that first round of the 7A playoffs. And that's what Steve Norman has been able to accomplish here at Baker 4 consecutive years, and putting together now the 7th win of the season, 7-2 for the Baker Hornets now.
Steve Norman making history. You know, he took them to the playoffs last year, which was 3 years in a row. Now he's up the ante to 4 years in a row, Corey. So 21-16, our final here, as Kimberly Dunn will try to catch up with Coach Steve Norman, and also we'll try to get you the statistics for this entire ball game. And really, Corey, the action kind of started late in the second quarter when Baker got the touchdown, and then into the third quarter and into the fourth quarter. Fairhope tried a little comeback, 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter for the Pirates. Let's take a look at the game stats here.
Very low scoring there at halftime, 7-3 our score. A lot of offensive output in the second half by the Pirates and the Hornets. 331 total yards of offense. You have those 3 turnovers and those 8 penalties is something that you can look to clean up. But overall, it just boils down to a victory for the Baker Hornets.
Let's take it down to the field. Kimberly Dunn is with winning coach Steve Norman.
Coach Norman, congratulations on the win, 21-16. Was this game at all like what you expected?
Not at all, not at all, but they never are. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Coach Carter does a great job, his staff does a great job of preparing these guys, and it was tough. It was tough from the get-go.
Yeah. How do you feel like this game has helped prepare you for postseason?
It does. I mean, like I said, we're going to play Mountain Brook next week, and a lot of the same stuff that they do the same thing. So they kind of do a lot of the motion and shifts like that. So it's preparing for us for sure.
Yeah, starting out this game, it seems like your team was having a little bit of a difficult time kind of finding that momentum and the rhythm. Yeah. How are you going to address that during practice this week?
Oh, it's going to be the main thing. As a matter of fact, what's great is when my quarterback just pulled me off and says, Coach, we're fixing to have a team meeting, players only, and get this corrected. So that just shows another aspect of his growth, and having guys like that makes my job very easy.
Yeah, we love seeing that leadership in him.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, congratulations on the win, Coach. Go celebrate.
Thank you, Kimberly. We appreciate that. And speaking of history, Steve Norman makes history again. The first ever home win, Corey, over Fairhope.
You got to love it there. The people in West Mobile are behind this Baker team, rooting them forward, knowing that they're going to see them again in the playoffs for sure.
All right, coming up next week, as we said, we'll be wrapping up our regular season. Sidney Lanier versus Viger will go live at 6:50. For Kimberly Dunn, for Corey LeBounty, our statisticians China Powell and Matt Moore, we thank you for joining in tonight. I'm Al Wheaton. Baker gets the win, their first ever home win over Fairhope. Have yourself a great weekend.